Welcome back to the reading vlogs. It is Monday, the day before Christmas. Well, we celebrate on the 24th, so for me it's the day before Christmas, even though I know most other people celebrate on the 25th, but in Germany, 24th is the day we celebrate. I wanted to give you an update on Empire in Black and Gold because I finished this today and I'm not happy, to be honest. I really liked the book in the beginning. If you want to have like a description of what the book is about, mainly, you may need to watch last week's vlog, but it is a book about different bug people, but they are really like human-like with like bug... What is the right word for it? Like, we have mantis kind, for example, they have like blades that they can get out of their arms, and then we have flies who can fly and stuff like that, you know? And the story is just that the wasps are kind of like taking over everything, and our main characters live in the collegium and they don't really believe that the wasps are trying to take them over because the wasps are doing trades with them and stuff, and they are like really nice. But our main character Stanworld, he was in a fight in a city where the wasps marched in, and he knows that this is all like a front and tries to warn everybody, but nobody wants to listen. And so he takes a group of 4 students with him, and they like get on adventures and try to like stop the wasps, kind of like help the collegium. And I really liked the beginning of the book, but the more we got into the book, the less I liked the main characters, which is kind of a problem. And then there were so many love stories, problems, and stuff like that that were really, really annoying to me personally. That like the longer the book goes on, the less I liked the story. Actually, I liked the world building in the beginning. I know a lot of people aren't like the biggest fans of like a lot of world building in the beginning. I really liked it. But yeah, the longer the story went on, the less I liked the story. And so I'm giving it 3 stars because it did start nice. But yeah, I don't think I will continue with the series because I'm just not impressed. Like, you know, it's I mean, it talks about a few topics that are kind of like, you know, you could connect to real life, like half kinds. Like, we have one character who is like half beetle, half ant, I think, and he's really ostracized because of that, and people treat him really badly in certain spaces, stuff like that, you know, that really connect to like real life. But on the other hand, there were some things, for example, the spider kind are incompetent when it comes to technical things, stuff like that. Like, our spider kind is incompetent to the max when like she can't pull the trigger on a crossbow because she doesn't understand the machine, which was just, I'm sorry, that is really dumb story thing. And then yeah, we have a lot of relationship things, unrequited love, unanswered love that wasn't even mentioned from the character before, so the other one didn't know and stuff like that. It's I don't like it. I think this is one of Adrian Tchaikovsky's weaker books, to be honest. And there are 10 books in the series, which is the reason I'm not going to continue with that, because I'm pretty sure that I won't like them. So that is kind of the start into the week. I don't know what I will pick up tomorrow. I will see to that tomorrow. Today I'm gonna do a lot more knitting because I want to get the body done. I am actually making really good progress the last few days, and then I will just do some gaming and relax for the rest of the day. So I will check in with you tomorrow once I pick the book, and yeah, we'll see how the week goes. Okay, so I didn't check in with you yesterday, which was Christmas Eve, which is like the main day we celebrate. Yeah, it was really nice. We had some really nice raclette, and then my partner accidentally stepped on my maybe broken toe, And now it hurts like hell again. It's like it was an accident. He didn't see me and he stepped on like just my little toe. That's the one that was hurt already. And yeah, now I'm in a lot of pain again, which kind of sucks, but you know, it happens. But I did read, I think half, yeah, nearly half of Greenwood by Michael Christie. I don't like the book. I will finish it, but it's not a book I would buy. Saying that, I bought the book, but I thought it was something totally different than what it is. This is kind of historical fiction. It is a book that tells the story of the Greenwood family. And are they called the Greenwood family? I think so. It tells the story of a family and their connection to trees and what happens. And we start with the newest member of the family, Jacinda, I think is how you pronounce her name. And she works for wood preservation in 2038, and it's one of the last old growth forests. And she is really afraid that something will happen to the forest because there's like this illness that kills forests. And at the same time, she has a lot of like student debt, and she has a lot of anxiety about her life. And then from there we go to her father's story, and from there to her mother's story, and then from there to the story of her grandfather. And I am halfway through now, but I think I am now at the story of the grandfather, but their childhood, I think, is the story I'm coming to now, which is 1908. So we did manage to get through like 100 years, and everybody has like a connection to trees. Her her great grandfather, not her grandfather, her grandmother, which is the third story of the book, for example, was an environmentalist, and she gave all of her wealth away that her father gave her. She gave that all away because it was against her principles, and so she sabotaged equipment from people who chop wood, like who chop woods down to sell it to lumber yards and stuff like that. But then her father, for example, was the owner of like a wood business who cuts down woods and makes things out of that, for example. So we have like this connection from everybody, but the thing is, I'm just not interested in it, to be honest. It's a non-fiction. It is focused on the family and their story, and to be totally honest, I think it's incredibly boring. It's just not a book I would pick. I don't think, like, I don't know why I picked it. I think I thought it was kind of a different book. I feel like this looks so much like more like a sci-fi book. And yeah, I don't really know why I thought I would like this. But it is the second time that I'm now trying to read it, and as I'm already like halfway through, I've decided I will just finish it so I can, you know, I've read it. I paid a lot of money for this. It is a really pretty version, I have to say that, but like I just don't enjoy books like that, and I don't know. I think I misunderstood the blurb when I read it. When I bought it, because I did buy this in like a bookstore, not online. And I couldn't really find anything that I wanted to take with me, and this one looked really nice, and so yeah, I bought it, even though turns out I don't actually like the book. But yeah, that is kind of the reading that is going on today. And the rest of the day, I will now finish the body of my sweater that I'm knitting. So I will be able to show you that either later today or tomorrow, because I'm really, really, really slow with binding off, and I'm currently doing a bind off. Yeah, other than that, we haven't much planned for today. We're doing raclette again, because we bought so much that we could eat for a couple of days from that. Which is nice because I really like doing raclette. It was really nice as like a Christmas dinner. It's not like a classical Christmas dinner here. Normally it's more of a New Year's thing to do, which we will also do it at New Year's, but it works quite well for a Christmas dinner for us. So yeah, that is kind of what I'm up to. I might just take some painkillers so I'm able to relax in a bit. But yeah, I have like permanent pain in my foot now. It's not nice. It's a little bit annoying. I wanted to start working out again today and now I can't because I can't stand on it really and I can't walk really well with it. So I might have to go back to the doctor. I don't know. They probably won't do much either because they explained to me last week that pink if your little toe is like broken or bruised, like the thing what they do is pretty much the same. They just put on like a pressure bandage to hold it together with the next toe, and you don't do much else. You just wait. So I don't think it's really necessary to go back to the doctor. But it's also not the nicest thing to happen to me, to be honest. So, yeah, that is kind of all that I'm up to today. So I will see you with a knitting update or reading update, whatever comes first. Okay, it is now a little bit later in the afternoon, but I did want to show you that I actually finished the body part of my sweater, and I already tried it on to know how it fits, and at the moment it looks really nice, but it feels like it fits really snug. So I'm not gonna show you because I ate something wrong, but I knew it was wrong, that I wouldn't be able to tolerate it with my stomach, but I wasn't in the mood to take some medication and now I'm regretting it. But yeah, my stomach is really swollen, so I won't show you. But yeah, it fits really, really nice at the moment, though it fits snugger than it should. I do think once I wash it and lay it out and let it dry, it will be a bit looser. That is what normally happens. I'm assuming that will happen with this one as well, and then it will fit a little bit less snug. But it looks so nice. I'm really, really happy with how the body turned out. This is pretty much what I did today, but not everything, like half of this, and then the bind off, which took me, I think, at least 2 hours just to do the bind off. But yeah, I'm so happy. It's looking so good and it feels really, really nice. It's, I think, 75% merino wool and 25% polyester, I think, might be the mixture. Normally I wouldn't go for polyester, but it is mixed and the most part is merino wool, so I was fine with it. So yeah, that is how far I've come. So now the next step are the arms. So I will start with the first arm of this one tomorrow. But I did want to show you, just a quick little update because I'm really proud of it and it looks really nice. And yeah, I'm just really happy that I gotten to this point and can now finally have like a garment-like thing. I mean, you could also wear this as a vest, to be honest, but it would look weird. But yeah, that is kind of the update I wanted to do, and yeah, I will see you with the reading update in the next clip. Okay, it is now Thursday, the 26th is today, I think. I finished Greenwood. I'm giving it 2 stars, which I feel like that is harsh, but that is not of the enjoyment I got out of this. I think it is not, like, absolutely not a bad book, but I think it's only for people who enjoy not non-fiction, for people who enjoy contemporary fiction that focuses on family trees and family history, maybe a little bit like biographies. Also, if you are more in like the eco stuff, because obviously this book is in some part about preserving the trees and nature and making things better for other people and conservation of the last few trees that are still on Earth in like 2038, where like our first main character lives, and the ending is also about her again. Like we have from yesterday we had like the portion of like 1908, and then we go back to present times and our main character trying to figure out who's her grandfather and can she access the money and stuff like that. So there, it goes into that. But for me, it just was really boring. I personally don't love stories like that. I can't even tell you why I don't love them. I just find them boring to read. But I think if you like stories like that, this book is actually kind of good. It's just that I don't like stories like that. But I don't know. I think sometimes it's good to read them nonetheless to kind of like get a better opinion of like your reading taste and stuff like that. You know, this has cemented in my mind that like stories that just are about family history and stuff like that are just not for me. I don't enjoy them. Well, I might enjoy them if you give me some kind of magic or fantasy aspect, but like just like a contemporary fiction kind of type is just not for me. I just personally didn't enjoy it. So I'm gonna give it 2 stars. But that means I finished it, so it can go back on the shelf. And yeah, I don't really know what I will pick up next. I think I might get one more book in this year. But I don't know what yet because I don't know. I need to rearrange my TBR shelves because I now have quite a few like empty spaces in there, so I can probably put the books that are up there also onto the other shelf so that I only have one TBR shelf left, which would be nice. And I do plan on ordering some books today because I made my goal of getting out under 200 physical TBR books, and so I do wanna buy some new ones because I really need something new that I think that I will really enjoy now, because a lot of these books are obviously quite a few years now on my TBR and I'm not enjoying a lot of them because my reading tastes have kind of changed. Also, I've gotten older, you know, your perspective changes and that also changes your reading tastes, in my case, for example. So yeah, I will look up what I want to order and then I will order myself some new books. I originally I wanted to go to a bookstore, but because of my foot, I can't really leave the house without pain. So going to a bookstore isn't really feasible. So I will just order some books. And yeah, that's kind of the goal for today. Okay, let's have a little chat. It is Friday, I think. Thursday, Friday, I think Friday. And I did some reading. I actually read 100 pages today so far, which I'm happy with. This is The Breaker by Minette Walters, which is one of those random books I got on eBay that I didn't want, but was together with like some other books I wanted to buy, and so I had to buy them all. So yeah, I didn't really have any idea what this is about, but it's a thriller set in England in a little city, or like a few little villages on the coast, more or less. And we have a woman who was assaulted and tortured, more or less, and then thrown overboard, and she tried to save herself by swimming to the shore, but she didn't quite make it. She died before coming to the shore, but then she was swept up on the shore, and she was found by 2 children who... the descriptions, I was really skeptical in the beginning because the children were like pretty much oogling her through... oh, what is the name for them? Let me look it up. I forgot how it's called already again. Binoculars. That word was what I'm searching for. So the boys were oogling her dead body. They didn't know she was dead in the beginning, but like, and they are 10 and 12, and they were getting excited by the woman. And then there is another guy, an actor, who's like 24 or something like that, and he found the boys finding the woman, and so they called the police, and pretty much from there we get to know the detective that is like local to the area, and then the detectives from the next town over, because they are actually doing the investigation because the local village cop doesn't know how to do it. And in the beginning I was really, I don't know, I didn't really like the characters, but then the more I read, the more I realized it's supposed to portray this like slightly rudish village people who don't really want outsiders to come in and meddle in their stuff. And I think it's actually quite well done, because I felt like I'm not supposed to be here, and so that actually kind of made sense. So I don't think that's a problem for the book, and there are other people who are a lot nicer, and you know, also in the beginning, like the village cop is a little bit like jealous type and stuff like that, so I didn't like him, but in like the way the investigation continues, it kind of makes sense, and the other investigators are a lot better when it comes to character wise. Yeah, so I'm now 100 pages in, and they are just investigating, asking people. They have identified the woman, found her husband. The daughter of the woman was like just wandering around the village, like a different village. So they know that whoever did it took the daughter and just let her go at that point. That the daughter is like nearly 3 years old, but she's like really traumatized, doesn't want to talk and stuff like that. So we have that part as well. And so we now have one detective who goes home with the father to, you know, maybe see if the husband was the perpetrator, even though it doesn't seem likely at the moment because he was at a conference and the hotel like could tell that he was there and they found him there and stuff like that. And then we have 2 other detectives who went and interviewed the actor because they found out that he actually knew the woman, which he didn't tell the police when he called the police. So they're obviously suspicious of him, but they do think that it was a husband just because it's the more likely thing to happen. So I'm personally thinking it might not be the husband, but we'll see. I have no idea at the moment, so that is kind of nice actually. Could be anybody and nobody. But yeah, that is what I'm reading, and I actually enjoying it. I like the settings. I like the setting with like this like remoter village that is like a touristy attraction, but the people don't really like it that there are so many tourists, and everybody kind of doing their own thing and stuff like that. I really like the setting. It kind of lends itself to a thriller, if we're honest. So yeah, I will continue with this one tomorrow. I don't think I will finish it this week, so we'll see. But yeah, I'm not forcing myself to read more than I want to, and I'm actually quite happy with the 100 pages. So yeah, I will now continue playing Star Wars, because that is what I'm in the mood for right now. I also do need to continue my knitting. I haven't continued yet because I hate picking up the stitches around the armhole of the sweater, and so I'm kind of procrastinating on that one. So I need to continue with that also. Okay, it is now Saturday, though I think I will extend the vlog to tomorrow, Sunday, just so I can finish the book in this vlog and then give you a final opinion. I'm really conflicted with the book. I think, what have I read? Another 120 pages. And the thing is, what is now getting quite obvious is that none of the characters are supposed to be particularly likable, and I don't like that. I personally prefer books where I have at least some character that is likable. Somehow everybody treats each other kind of rudely in this book, which I think is really irritating. It's not how you really get anything done. So I don't know why everybody does it in this book. Like, everybody is angry and rude and annoyed at everybody else, and that is kind of the red point that goes through the book. So I don't know, I find it irritating. Other than that, it's a good thriller. All in all, I think it's really nice that you have the text of like the book, obviously, and then you have like the pathologist's report in like a different format, and then you have like a where do we have it? hear like a witness statement on like another page, you know. It has a little bit more interactivity, that you get a little bit of the documentation that our detectives have. But to be honest, it doesn't make it better that I just don't really like the characters, and I don't know, it's kind of, it makes the book less enjoyable for me personally. I think if you don't care for likable characters, the book is really, really good. If you care for likable characters, this really doesn't work out well, because there isn't one. Like, the longer you read about these people, the less you like them, and then it goes into this, like, I feel like kind of something that happens a lot is like that you get the victim and everybody thinks, oh, she's so innocent in the beginning, and then they find out all of these like things about the victim, and it's like, oh, she isn't innocent, but like, which person is innocent? I don't think that there's really somebody out there who lives like the perfect life, and like everybody has different standards for life. And I feel like it's kind of weird that it's like this portrayal of like, ooh, this perfectly innocent woman in the beginning, and then they find out more stuff about her. And I mean, it's not that much, but I'm guessing we will be getting more about her in the future, just because of how the book is set up. And like, her husband isn't as innocent as he seems, and the actor isn't as innocent as he seemed. Oh, even though he doesn't seem innocent at all, but you get what I mean. And it's I don't know. It's so obvious that the book wants to keep open what has happened. And so we get a lot of unlikable characters with bad pasts and bad presents, and to just like forcibly keep open who could have done it. So yeah, I don't know. I don't think it's a bad book, but I think you will like it more if you like unlikable characters, which is not the case for me. So I'm enjoying it less and less the farther I come into the book. And I'm at the point where I don't really care about who did it, because I don't like any of them anyway. So I don't know, it's a little bit of a weird thing. But yeah, I will finish it tomorrow morning. I will sit down and read the last 200 pages tomorrow morning, and then I will give you my opinion about the ending once I, find out who was it. I won't spoil you anything, because I think especially in thrillers that it's just really bad to spoil people the story, even though the book is old. Obviously, there could always be people out there who want to read the book, especially if you like thrillers with unlikable characters. I would actually really go for this one, because I think the gist of the story in itself is really interesting. I just think, I don't like any of the characters. I'm not really interested in their stories or what happens to them, so that is a little bit of a problem. But yeah, that is kind of where I'm at right now. I will now continue knitting, which was really annoying this morning. After I read my 100 pages, I went and finished picking up the stitches around the armhole, and then once I was done, I realized that I did it the wrong way around, so I had to pull them all out and have to do it again now. So that is what I will be doing, because I need to continue with the arms, because I really want to get this sweater finished. And yeah, that is kind of what I will be focusing on today. And yeah, that is kind of all for today. Okay, so it is now Sunday, and I did want to give you an update about the breaker. To be honest, the ending was pretty obvious. I wasn't surprised at all. Everybody was involved is kind of the end, but like only one did it, but like the rest kind of led to it. But it was so obvious from the beginning. I'm so confused that people were like, oh, it has so many twists and turns, it's so good, when I read the reviews. And in the end, it's just so obvious what happened. It's really weird. Like, the why isn't as obvious, but like the who did it was quite obvious. So I don't know. I don't really get it. I'm giving it 3 stars. I don't think it's a bad book. For me, it's just not enjoyable enough because of the unlikable characters, and because everybody gets portrayed in this like really, really bad light, and then 2 people turn out to like just be more or less a little bit spineless, but that is that, but they get portrayed as so bad in the beginning. It is really weird. I don't get why that is done. So yeah, I don't know. I wouldn't read it again. I don't think I would pick up another book by Minette Waters, because she seems to be known for writing unlikable characters as main characters and as the cast. So for me, that is just something I wouldn't pursue. But if you like unlikable characters, then this might be something for you. Just don't be surprised by the ending, because I don't think it's particularly surprising, the ending. And I don't know, I read so many comments that were like, oh, plot twists and so surprising, and I was like, not really. For me, personally, not. But yeah, that means I finished that, and that will be the last book I will finish this year. Today is the 29th, I think. So I will give myself 2 days off from reading, and then I will start again at the first of the new year, and we'll see what book I will pick up. I have no plans at all what I want to pick up, but I do get a new book tomorrow, so I might just go with a new book directly, and yeah, but we'll see. So yeah, that is the end of the week. I did a bit of knitting, but you can't really see the progress well, but I'm doing the sleeve now. It's a lot of German short rows, which takes a while, but yeah, I did correctly get the stitches from the armhole, and I'm now doing some progress. So yeah, that is the end of the week. I hope you enjoyed this last week of the year, and yeah, I hope you had a good reading week as well, and I will see you in the next vlog, I hope. Bye bye, and thank you for watching.